What up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have an anti-haul, shelf cooking 101, if you will. It's new year, new me, you know what I mean? And one of my New Year's goals, New Year's resolutions, was to clean out my pantry. So in today's video, you are coming along with me as we do a deep pantry clean out. I'm gonna tell you this right now, there's nothing aesthetic about this. So if you're looking for some footage of putting together a pantry in an aesthetic fashion, this is not the video for you. But if you're looking for real life motivation to also take care of some of your tasks that you've been waiting on, I have you covered there. We're also gonna do a full fridge tour, a full freezer tour. I have two freezers, so we go through both of them. And then I come up with some creative recipes to use up items from my fridge, freezer, and pantry and do like a shelf cooking challenge. And my fridge didn't start out with very much in it, especially in terms of produce. So I had to get pretty creative when it came to putting together these recipes. So I have 6 recipes we'll be sharing all together. We're gonna do that full pantry reorganization together, as well as those tours that I told you about. I am gonna leave timestamps in the description box down below because I know this video is gonna be on the longer side. So if you're looking to just get to the recipes or just get to the pantry organization, you'll be able to follow down below to skip around if you wanted to. If you're new here, hi, how are you? How's the family? Thank you so much for clicking on this video and giving me a chance. On this channel, even though you clicked on an anti-haul video, I do a lot of haul videos. So I go to Costco, Sam's Club, Trader Joe's, things like that pretty often and share what I find there. I also do videos like this where I share some recipe inspiration and to help you out with your meal planning. If you end up enjoying the vibe while you're here, I would love it if you'd subscribe. In these videos, the goal is for me to cook through what I have on hand and avoid going to the regular grocery store as long as possible. We have memberships to 3 different wholesale clubs for a variety of reasons, but what I do is every other week, I go to one of those wholesale clubs. So I usually do Costco and then BJ's and then Costco again and then Sam's Club and then Costco again and then BJ's, but it just kind of depends on what our life looks like. And then I try my best to only order through a regular grocery store 2 to 3 times per month. What I'm trying to do in these videos is stretch ourselves as long as possible between the wholesale club visits to avoid having to do a regular grocery order at all, because that generally saves me anywhere from $75 to $125 because that's usually my weekly grocery budget. So if I can stretch myself 9 or 10 days, that's a significant savings. So that's why I love doing these challenges. And I try to share them over here to give you guys some inspiration on how you can get creative with the ingredients that you have on hand. Let me tell you the 6 recipes we're making in this video. We've got Crockpot, Tuscan, chicken, orzo. We have Moe Burgers, which Moe Burgers are something that is a family name. So just know that if you're trying to Google what is a Moe Burger, I'll explain everything to you after. My older sister also sent me some papayas directly from Hawaii. So I'm using those in this video to make some papaya oat muffins for the kids. Next up, this is the one that I got the most creative with. I made from scratch some Bao Buns. Okay, I know. I was so intimidated by this, but they ended up coming out perfect, so I made some Bao Buns in this video. I also made a fried cauliflower rice, and last but not least, I made like a creamy Greek-style beef pasta dish. I don't know how else to describe it or what to title it, but it turned out really good. So, strap yourselves in for a long video. Don't forget that I'm including the timestamps down below if you want to hop around a little bit, and all of the recipes for the dishes will be included as well. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, friends, before we enter the pantry, I need you to take your pinky finger out, hold it up to the screen, and you're gonna pinky promise that you're not gonna judge me because this is a hot mess. Even the door is a hot mess. I need to clean the door. Welcome to our pantry, aka disaster zone number 14. So the goal today is to handle this. Like, this is real life. Can somebody just assure me that their pantry looks like this? Or you could lie to me and tell me yours is worse than mine. It used to have an organization system. It's under there somewhere, and we're gonna rediscover it today. The plan is that we have a lot of like treat things that we usually don't keep on hand, and I'm gonna send those with John to work, which will hopefully clear up some room. And then my goal is to have a cleaner inventory on this so we can do our famous anti-haul and all of that. But yeah, we're gonna handle this as much as possible. I'm gonna take it shelf by shelf, and if I can't get to all of it at one time, that's gonna be okay. But we're gonna try our very best here. Okay, you guys, I can hear you judging me from here, so I'm gonna need you to stop. This is out of control. So we're gonna do better in 2025. That's the whole point of a new year, right? Okay, first of all, let's start with, I wanna try and like take some bulk out. I wanted to talk about products a little bit because why not? My mom lives in Hawaii and she sends me some pieces of home, if you will. So she sent me some like butter mochi kits and stuff. So that's what these are. So I'm just gonna take those over to the side. Be nice to get rid of something in this pile. Then I have a couple bags of tortilla chips, which can be taken out. So we have these snickerdoodle. I just want to check the date on these. Oh, this is good until the end of January. So we have 2 popcorns here. I'm not going to keep both of them at home. I'm going to send John with one to work. And I think I'm going to pick the strawberry to keep actually and send John with the snickerdoodle to work. These crostini things, I love them, but this box is humongous. So I'm just going to take out the actual crostini thingies here. These are good till April. Okay, and we've got, these are delicious. If you guys have never had these are so good. They're toasted Ritz chips. Okay, so this all can go with that. Now, we've got some Ritz crackers here, which I'm gonna eliminate the box. I'll just keep the sleeves of crackers for myself. This is lihimoi powder, which I thought I did not have, but I in fact do. So I'm kind of mad at myself. That's gonna go with a couple other things over there. We've got some rice cakes that said they're best before December 13th. So technically I think these are still okay. We'll try to eat these in the next couple of days. I'm gonna take one of these guys here and make myself a little bin. Actually, that takes up too much room. 10 bags here. Got a random waffle here, but we got a bag of waffles right there. Okay, so I think that's it for like crackery stuff. So these are still good here. These are from Trader Joe's. These are delicious. This is brand new, unopened, little gluten-free. I'm probably gonna keep this on the side for myself because I'm making some snack packs, so I'll probably use those. Okay, what are you? Apple shortbread cookies. This is good until 2025. Okay, I have this little Trader Joe's bag here, so I'm gonna start loading up stuff. So this is the apple shortbread cookies from Trader Joe's. These were really good, but I know I'm not gonna eat them, so I'm just gonna send them with John to work. I've got those snickerdoodle bad boys, and then there was like this entire thing right here is all like random leftover Halloween candy and stuff. So anything that I see that's random is getting tossed in there, and that's going with John to work. Like these random Fruit Loops here. These are, John just got these for Christmas. I'm even gonna send one of these box of chocolates with him to work from Hawaii. The other 2 I'll keep for us. Good. I'm going to get a bag to throw this all in. Okay, so this is all, like I said, that random leftover Halloween candy and stuff. We don't need it in this house, so that can just go with him to work. I'm sure the guys will enjoy that. And now I have a container for myself. That's exciting. Now what I want to do is I want to make one of these containers be like a priority eat these now type thing. So we have these almonds. I've got 2 random peanut butter cups. I would like to get those eaten. These I'm just going to send with John to work too. Actually, you know what? I'll use these in my snack packs. That's what I'll do. This I would like to eat up. This I'm going to send with John to work. We liked it, but not enough for me to waste calories or anything on it. I love this trail mix right here. If you guys ever see this trail mix at Costco, grab it. It's got cherries in there and dark chocolate, and it's like the perfect way to get a little sweet treat. So I'm going to start like a trail mix one because I know I have a good amount of nuts. So trail mix, I have this thing of nuts here. I have some sunflower seeds. I've got some dried mandarins from Trader Joe's, 2 open ones. Good job, Kate. Love that for you. You got lihimoi and a bunch of lemon peel. So that's that. We've got these sugar-covered almonds. I'm going to put this in the eat me soon pile. Rolos, eat me soon. this random thing of hazelnut chocolates. Hopefully you guys are on camera. Are you even on camera? Who knows? Who knows, right? We're gonna put this in here. Maybe I'll just put them right in with these. We've got Airheads I'll send in to work with John. I love these Mambos, so I'm gonna put those in there. And then we have a breakfast bar, which I'll put over there. Okay, empty container. Love empty container. All right, so this is like Eat Me Soon. This one here is all of like the, so these are lemon peels and lihi moi. There's this trend in Hawaii to take gummy bears and toss them in some type of a citrus juice and sugar. And then you use lemon peel and lihi moi to kind of make it tangy. And I have a lot of supplies to make that. We also have some bars here. These are good until 2025. These are only good till November 6th. This is like one of the first things I'm throwing away. So I'm kind of proud of that. Although this is a sad thing to throw away because these are delicious. But that's okay. You live, you learn. We have this English fudge collection from Trader Joe's. This was pretty good. It's not, well, I don't think I'd buy it again in the future, but it was pretty good. I also have all these macadamia nut crunches. I'm just gonna send that with John to work. I have this nougat that I'll probably eat at some point. These candy cane marshmallows, we weren't the hugest fan of them, so we'll see if somebody at John's work likes it. I got some more lemon strips here. Okay, and then I have some snacky snack type items. These are good till 2025. We're doing pretty good with the expiration dates. I'm shocked. This is good till 2026. The rest of the stuff, we've got like some figs. I have some granola, which I'll probably store with more like breakfasty type things. I have these truffles, which I'm probably just going to go ahead and pour into here so I can get rid of this huge bag. I also have these truffles. Not much left on these either. These were so good. And then I have these cinnamon toffee squares here. Part of me wants to just send them with John to work, but it's okay. We'll keep them for now. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start putting everything back into the pantry itself now. I'm gonna try and figure out how to bring you guys in there. All right, again, I can hear you guys' judgment from here. This is out of control as well, but let's pull some things. So we've got like almond flour. I have these dried cranberries, which I'll probably actually store. We'll see what happens. This might end up getting stored with the mixed nuts and stuff. I've got baking soda, bread flour, which I think I have a container. Oh, but that's full. I have a container for bread flour. Oh, more bread flour. This is almost empty, so I'm gonna put that in there after. We got all-purpose flour. Tell me this is more bread flour. Oh my word, Kate. I better get to baking some bread. We got a thing of chocolate chips here, and I know I have more open chocolate chips. We got powdered sugar, granulated sugar. What are you? We got some sweetened coconut flakes. Okay. I've got a container of rolled oats that I'm gonna pop right in here so we can eliminate. I've got a container for cornstarch, and I saw cornstarch somewhere right here. There's not much left anyway. And then I have another cornstarch here. Okay. Now, let's figure out the rest of this life. Cocoa powder is back there. Pulling all the pumpkin. Got evaporated milk. Condensed milk. condensed milk, pumpkin. Okay, I'm just gonna move this out of my way for right now. I got more powdered sugar. All right, this is what I want to handle. All right, I'm gonna put all my sprinkles and fun stuff together. I'm even gonna put this Crisco in there. And then I am going to put the chocolate chips nice and organized. I'm gonna put my coconut flakes in this guy here too. And these marshmallows, although now I don't know if that'll stack. Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, these butterscotch chips that are already open, I'm just gonna stick inside this container with these chocolate chips. Back to here, we're gonna do the guava paste in here at the back. So now we're just gonna figure out how to get this into the pantry. Okay, so I was planning to put the baking stuff back on this shelf, but now I'm thinking I actually want kind of like the canned goods and pasta to be here because we go through that a lot more. So I feel like having it on hand would be a better move. So I'm gonna start with putting some of the pastas that we don't use as much in that back corner. I don't make lasagna in shells all the time, so I'm gonna start by putting that back there. And then we've got a lot of pasta because I'm silly and I went to Sam's Club and Costco recently, grabbed pasta, forgot to take it off the list, so when I went to the second one, I grabbed it again. But, you know, pasta doesn't go bad, so I'm just trying to organize by type. That appears to be all of the elbows. So I'm gonna put the elbows over there, and then I'm gonna do orzo in the front of that. We've got farfalle, rotini, we got penne, 2 spaghettis, which I will store up here. And then we got 2 bonza pastas. That is officially all of the pasta. These are just random pastas from like Trader Joe's, and there's some ramen noodles in there. That looks good. Now I'm gonna go with some rices. So we've got quinoa, we've got like the microwave style Spanish rices. I had random tuna in there. Also have these ones.
Oh wow, we are rearranging.
Yeah. Where do you guys store breadcrumbs? Because I just have breadcrumbs. I feel like it makes sense to put it over with that. I also have these brine kit thingies, which I might move after, but I'm just gonna put them here for now. Now I'm gonna move on to taking the items down from here, and we're gonna turn this into canned goods zone. Okay, now we are gonna handle these canned goods. So my thought is I'll do canned goods here and like sauces right here because the sauces are out of control. I need to start cooking through the sauces because they're a mess. I also have like produce like that that is not refrigerated. So I don't know. I have a bunch of onions, I have potatoes, and I have bananas. So I need to figure out something for that. I have a lot of like tunas and stuff. So I'm gonna start with that. How do you guys do? Because these things are meant for, maybe I'll just go across, I guess, like this. That looks nice, right? Sure. Oh, they changed their font apparently. Excuse us, Costco. Got 2 things of chicken breast here. That'll be tuna. I don't do much canned soup, so I'm gonna combine some efforts. So we got canned soup, and we'll do cranberry sauce because I have one very messed up jar, and then pineapple chunks on top. I also have some water chestnuts and diced green chili, which this I might end up putting with tomato paste. I have a thing of beans already sorted. So we've got beans here, 1 for corn. For my tomato collection, I have some of these very large things of San Marzano. So I'm gonna store those behind. And I have a thing of tomato paste, which I'll also store behind. And I've got all of these diced tomatoes here. so that is that. I can store this here. And we're gonna do the potatoes and onions will go in here. So now I've only left myself this tiny little spot to fit all of my condiments. So I don't think that will work because there are quite a few. Yeah, we're gonna see what I can do about this. Okay, so this little spot right here, what I'm gonna do actually is I have this small one with these sauces that I love. These are Saffron Road tikka masala sauces. I absolutely love these. I also have this one that I haven't tried to make yet, lemongrass basil simmer sauce. And then I have another random coconut curry sauce. And then I have a beef base and also some sun-dried tomatoes. So I'm just gonna stick those there. I just feel like I can make better. I could like make space here. I feel like I could do it if I didn't have so much pasta. Okay, my goal is gonna be to try and condense some of this pasta back here. Okay, I'm proud of that. All right, so that looks much better. So now I'm gonna try and get some of these sauces worked in. We've got like a marinade here. I've got a Worcestershire, so I'll put that in the back because it's big. Also got a steak sauce. I'm just checking expirations as I go, by the way. Oh, we're good till October 2026. We've got sriracha. We've also got a big teriyaki sauce. So I'm gonna put that in this pile. I've got lots of ketchup and mayonnaise. I have 2 big jars of marinara. And then all I have left is these very few dressings here. Barbecue sauce, a balsamic glaze. That appears to be all of the condiments. I did it, you guys. Now we are on the home stretch. I'm gonna put like granola and stuff inside this little bucket here. We have a lot of peanut butter, almond butter. All right, I got some almond milk. Protein I want to get down here. Protein pancakes. We got some fiber. We're gonna put raisins, hemp hearts, chia seeds. I have this little thing here of like random vitamins and bars and stuff. All we have left are our little baking containers. That is everything. Just kidding, I had the bin of granola. So I'm just gonna combine efforts here. Stick that right there. Now we are good. All right, here is the update. I know it still seems super cluttered, but this used to be completely full. And this is kind of where I keep all the kids' snacks. I'm not gonna organize it right now because we're supposed to get some snacks in for them in the next couple of days. So I'm gonna wait till I have everything and then do an organization on that section. But overall, I'm really happy. I think this will help me with, you know, making sure I'm getting through the items in the pantry. Now I have a very clear understanding on what we have for snacks and canned goods and all of that stuff, so I can focus on cooking through a lot of this, cycling it out. Anyways, I'm very pumped that we did this. We are gonna dive into some other items now. I got a little clip here of what the pantry looked like once we added the kids' snacks in, so just sharing a quick clip of the final product here. Okay, moving into the indoor freezer. We have some barbecue chicken, that is good to know. We've got a couple things of ground beef. I have like ground beef galore right now. I've got some leftover Dole Whip, some orange chicken from Trader Joe's. You guys, do you see this right here? We cannot figure out what is happening, but our ice maker keeps dumping into our freezer and it should not be connected. So we don't understand how that's happening. We have leftover cheesecakes that we didn't really love. I think that's marinara sauce back there. Some rice, broccoli. I've got some sweet sliders, so that's good to know. These are really for the kids, pretty much. What are you? Boneless pork loin. That's good to know. I also have like a 24-pound turkey down there. We got some tortillas, more ground beef. If anybody sees me get ground beef anytime in the near future, leave me comments scolding me. We got some fried chicken and some Greek yogurt. Okay, this was not very helpful. I was hoping that I'd have some chicken, but I'm taking note of the fact that I actually have some sausage, lots of ground beef, so I should definitely come up with some ground beef recipes, and then also some pork loin, or pork chops, I mean. That's good to know. All right, now this disaster zone. Nobody judge me. Okay, this drawer is out of control. An insane amount of cheese. Okay, so we could do things with cheese, which is pretty much a guarantee in this house. I have some like bread products. These are chicken burgers that I usually get at Costco, and they're delicious, and I usually have them for lunch. I also have some crescent rolls I bought recently. Do something with that. I have kind of like overflow of produce. I have some salad kits, more cheese, shocking, and then some carrots. Over here, I have some Parmesan and ricotta that I need to use up, so that's good to know. Also some cottage cheese. And then I've got marinara sauce, some almond milk, just overflow from the sauce graveyard is over here in the jar graveyard. And I have some snack packs for myself. Up top, it's kind of like prepped food for the kids. So we have their lunches for today. This is like fruit and waffles for their breakfast, a yogurt back there for them. These are some prepped veggies for them, and then some leftovers for us. And then I think I have, these are like prepped. Oh, that's more prep food for the kids, and eggs, and then milk. So not too much going on over here. I do have a couple of zucchinis, that's good to know. And then kiwis and oranges for the kids. So that's interesting. I also have our sauce graveyard, which I'm always trying to work through. Every time I think I'm doing a good job, it seems like more sauces show up. So I'm not sure. They just keep like reproducing. So they need to practice some family planning, I think, because they need to knock this off. But anyways, let's go check out the outdoor freezer now. I also don't know if I pointed out, but I have 2 big things of ground turkey here that I need to use up, and then some ground beef. So we will probably do some type of meal prep for the kids with that. I'm also thinking maybe some type of a turkey meatloaf, so we'll see if that happens. Okay, now out here, we've got some turkey stock, lots of cream cheese in the back. Oh, we got some brats, that's good to know, some Italian ices, and some butter. I also have plenty of options when it comes to vegetables out here. We got some cheese, some cauliflower rice down in the bottom. Over here, we've got a frozen pizza. Oh, we have salmon. That's good to know. I'm on the hunt for some chicken. I hope I have some form of chicken. Are you chicken? I really hope this is chicken. I'm pretty confident this is chicken, and I need chicken, so I'm gonna pull that. Because I really wanna make like a Crockpot orzo situation, and I wanna use chicken with it. I've got these turkey breast thingies over here. They're good till 2025. I've got salmon. This drawer is broken, so I have to be careful with it. In here, we have more ground turkey. This looks to be a prep something or other. Chicken fajitas. More ground beef. You guys, I have so much ground beef. How did that even happen? I don't feel like I purchase ground beef that often. What in the world? And then I have plenty of turkey stock from Thanksgiving. I've got vegetable spring rolls and some soup dumplings. This appears to be, who knows, this is why you should label your things gravy maybe. We got my ice cream maker, some mozzarella sticks, and then there's some ice cream treats down there. And we have more turkey stock. Got a whole thing of bread, that's good to know. And this pizza that I have asked John to take to work at least 66 times. I'm gonna pull this feta. I think I'm gonna take this feta with that ground turkey that I have inside, and I'm gonna make like a turkey meatloaf, but I'm gonna make it like Greek style, because I think I have everything I need. So that's what I'm gonna do with that, and then I'm gonna grab this chicken back here for another recipe. Right, we are starting off these recipes with one of my favorites, an easy one-pot wonder, a slow cooker meal. This one is a Tuscan chicken orzo. The full recipes for everything will be listed down below, but I started by chopping up some sun-dried tomatoes. I used a 10-ounce jar and didn't use up any of the oil. I put that into my crock pot with a couple cloves of minced garlic and a 14-ounce can of fire-roasted diced tomatoes, but you could just use regular diced tomatoes if you wanted to. I stirred that all together and then plopped down a few pounds of chicken tenderloin, but you could just use chicken breast as well. I seasoned all of the chicken with a couple tablespoons of some Italian seasoning blends I got at Trader Joe's. One is a pizza seasoning and the other is like a zesty Italian blend. Then I just took a couple tablespoons of butter and I placed some pieces of that throughout the chicken. I covered this up and I cooked it for a few hours on high. You could do 5 or 6 hours on low if you wanted to as well. And then I used my meat masher to get the chicken diced up into chunks. If you like shredded chicken, you could also shred the chicken up. I'm just not a big fan of shredded chicken. I then stirred in about a cup of cottage cheese, half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and then about a cup of orzo pasta. I covered that up again and cooked it on high for another 20 or 30 minutes. I stirred it halfway through to make sure that the orzo was completely coated, and I just let that cook until the orzo was tender. The very last step on this one is just stirring in some spinach and letting that cook for a couple minutes until it wilts down. You guys, I don't know if I was just insanely hungry this night or what happened, but this recipe really hit the mark for me. It felt like a treat, but it also felt really balanced and I didn't feel super heavy eating it. I think that's why I love orzo so much, because it gives you that satisfying feeling that pasta gives you without making you feel like you're overeating, if that makes sense. I think this is one that you could customize with any vegetables that you and your family like too. I only had spinach on hand, but I could imagine this being really good with some zucchini mixed in, or some broccoli mixed in, or some cauliflower mixed in. So whatever your family likes, I feel like you can mix it up, and I love how it was done in one pot, making the cleanup a breeze. Next on the menu is something that your friend Kate grew up eating. It's a family favorite. We call them Moe Burgers in my family. My mom was a server at a restaurant, and one of the cooks would make these burgers, and his name was Moe. But sometimes growing up, my mom would also call them Marty burgers, but they were the same thing. So when I told her that I was filming this video, I asked her why was it sometimes Moe and sometimes Marty. She told me that once guests had started to love these burgers that Moe was making, their manager Marty started insisting that they call it the Marty burger instead. So she goes back and forth on what she calls it, but she said Moe is the one who gets the credit. It's really just a straightforward mashup of a burger and a grilled cheese, kind of like a patty style burger. I took a pound of ground beef and seasoned it with some caramelized onion butter seasoning from Kinder's. This is one of our absolute favorites. I added some paprika, salt, pepper, and just a dash of Worcestershire sauce. I combined that all together and then divided it into 4 sections. I made 2 quarter-pound patties for the Moe Burgers, and then I took the other half of the beef and just made it into 4 slider-sized burgers to cut up for our kids. Once the burgers were done, I transferred them to a paper towel-lined plate and rinsed out the skillet. I then put the burgers on some Hawaiian sweetbread slices with 2 slices of pepper jack cheese on the top and bottom, and then cooked them in some butter on the skillet, pressing the burgers down and getting them golden brown, essentially the same way you'd cook a grilled cheese. We didn't get a chance to do taste tests in this video, but I will share John's feedback here in the form of him doing a happy dance when it was served to him.
Guys, I'm so excited about this one. Okay, my older sister the other day, I don't know, it must be some older sister type of kinetic energy or something, but I was having the hardest day ever. I was super homesick for Hawaii, which technically Hawaii is not my home, but I miss it a lot. And that very day, this shows up at my door from FedEx. Hawaii Papaya Direct. And they mail you papayas directly to your front door. And when they came in, they were super green, and they give you like a little instruction card here knowing how to store these and all of this stuff. So basically it comes completely green, and then within 1 to 4 days, depending on the temperature of your house, it'll start to turn into more of like a golden orange. And you do not want to put these in the fridge until it gets to this state, or maybe even more orange. But I love papaya just as is, but my kids love muffins. And I was thinking I'm gonna make some muffins because then we can use up some pantry ingredients and things. So I'm gonna make some papaya muffins. I'm really, really excited about this. But if you don't have access to papaya, because I know grocery stores go in and out of season, I'm assuming you could substitute any other tropical fruit like mango. You could probably even do banana, but we're gonna do like a healthy oatmeal-based papaya muffin recipe, and I'm just so excited about it. But I wanted to show this off too because I'm sure you could probably just order it online. This is the QR code if you want it, and their website, hawaiipapayadirect.com, if you wanted to check it out. And it looks like they have an Instagram too. It was packaged really well. It just brought such joy to me. So if you are looking for something nice to do for somebody, I was just blown away by this. Like I said, it came at the perfect time, and it just, my entire, like, I couldn't even tell you how much I was smiling to open this box. So we're gonna use up 2 of them. The other them, I'm gonna let get a little bit more ripe. These were the most ripe of them, and then we'll cut those up for fruit with breakfast and stuff like that. I can't remember if I mentioned, but I'm actually doubling the recipe on this one from what you guys will see in the description box. So I got started by peeling and then slicing up the papayas and scooping out the seeds. I also took 6 cups of oatmeal and ran it through my food processor to make it more like a flour. I put that all in my KitchenAid mixer, and then I took the diced papaya while I had the food processor out and ran that through the food processor. It wasn't ripe enough for me to get the small enough chunks that I'd be comfortable serving to my toddlers. I don't think you'd need to do this if you're just serving it to adults, but I just wanted to make sure that those papaya pieces were nice and small. So once I got that done in the food processor, I set that off to the side. And then in the KitchenAid mixer with the oat flour, I added in 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons baking soda, half a cup brown sugar, 1 teaspoon salt. I love to use pink Himalayan salt when I bake. And then 2 cups of Greek yogurt. You could use plain yogurt if you wanted to, or even sour cream. And then 2 large eggs, 4 tablespoons of melted coconut oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I like to use the alcohol-free one from Trader Joe's when baking for the kids. A couple tablespoons of honey. Please note that my kids are over the age of 1, so honey is okay for them. And then the papayas that I had chopped up earlier and ran through the food processor. Don't forget that I was doubling the recipe, so my numbers are a little more than if you were to just make 1 batch of muffins. I divided this batter evenly among some greased muffin pans. I filled them all about 3/4 full. These got baked at 375 degrees for about 18 minutes. This ended up making 18 full-size muffins, 6 donut-shaped treats, and 24 mini muffins total. My kids went absolutely crazy for these. We gave them for a little snack in the afternoon on the day I made it, and then the next day we also served them with breakfast, and they just loved them. These muffins will also freeze really nicely, so what I'm going to be doing is putting half of them in the freezer, and the other half is just going to be served with breakfast for the next couple days. So next up, I decided that I wanted to cook some Japanese-style chicken I had in the freezer, but realized I didn't have any rice to serve with it, and pasta just felt a little weird. I don't even know what made me think of it, but I decided I would try and make some Bao Buns for myself. This was so far outside my comfort zone, so if I could just provide some inspiration to you to try something new, make something from scratch even if it intimidates you, because these ended up paying off big time. I started by getting 2 1/4 teaspoon, which is the equivalent of a packet of instant yeast, mixed in with 3 tablespoons of warm water and then a tablespoon of sugar. I set that to the side for a few minutes, and then in my KitchenAid mixer, I combined 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt for this, and then the other tablespoon of sugar. And then I started to work in wet ingredients. So I worked in a couple tablespoons of avocado oil, half a cup of warm milk, and then I added that yeast mixture that I had set off to the side. I let the dough hook on my mixer get my job started for me, and then I took the dough with my biceps to the counter and kneaded it for a few minutes until it was smooth. I greased the mixer bowl and put the dough back in there with a warm damp towel covering it, and I let it rise for a couple hours. Once it had doubled in size, I used a pizza cutter to divide it into 12 even sections, and then I rolled those out into circles that were around 4 inches. I brushed those with some avocado oil and then folded them in half and placed them on parchment paper squares. I don't really know why the internet says to cut the parchment paper up into individual squares. I'm realizing now that these really could just get laid on one big sheet. Anyways, once those are folded, I set those aside for another 20 minutes or so and let them puff up a little bit in their new form. Okay guys, so I've got my little Bao Bun station happening over here. I have my rice cooker, and we have the little steamer basket, and I have some water inside there. Here's the thing, I don't have one of those like fancy what are those things called? Bamboo steam baskets for Bao Buns. So I'm using my rice cooker, and I'm just gonna hope for the best. And then what I did was I took a parchment paper and I just cut some slits randomly in it, and I'm gonna pop that down. And then we're just gonna go ahead and put the little Bao Buns right inside here. I'll probably do 6 at a time because I don't want to overcrowd these. So we're just gonna play a little bit of Tetris, which is fine. This one's my favorite one. Doesn't it look so perfect? I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but it is very close to what a bao bun should look like. So that is that. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the lid on my rice cooker and then set it to cook. And then I don't know how long this is gonna take. You and I are gonna figure it out together. Okay, using up some items from the freezer. If you hear crunching in the background, that's Stella eating her dinner. I have some of these organic mixed vegetables, and then I also have 1 pack of cauliflower rice left. So what I'm actually gonna do is kind of make like a fried rice with the cauliflower rice and these vegetables to go with the bao buns. Okay, so I'm gonna drop a couple tablespoons of butter in here, and then probably about a teaspoon of some sesame oil. We're gonna let this melt down, and then I'm gonna add in some garlic and onion. All right, we got this melting down. So I'm gonna put in about 2 cloves of garlic, let that cook for, I don't know, less than a minute, 30 seconds, something like that. I diced myself up some white onion, so I'm just gonna put the equivalent of like 1 small onion in there. We'll listen to that sizzle. Okay, now in the cauliflower rice goes. All right, we're just gonna let that heat through probably like 3 to 4 minutes, something like that, just until I can break it up a little easier. And then we'll work in some of the other elements. Okay, now we let this cook for a little while. It's heated through a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add in our mixed veggies. And I'm just doing a couple handfuls of those. Just gonna mix those in. Now what the goal is now when you're doing the cauliflower rice like this is to toast it a little bit. So I just wanna get it to a point where it's got some parts that are like on a golden brown side before I start adding in even more ingredients. Okay, so now these are the bao buns, round 1. I mean, they look pretty legit to me. I'm gonna scoop them out with this guy here and see what we think. They feel very done. Oh, I'm so excited right now. I gotta figure out how to move you guys so I can do this. Let's see. Turn this for myself. I don't want to burn myself. That works. Let's put that on the plate. Look at that. Not even showing you guys, am I? Look at that. That's like the perfect consistency. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the first round took about 10 minutes in the hot tub here. So I'm just gonna do the same for round 2. Okay, we'll let that cook for about 10 minutes. Okay, so we got this toasted up nicely. You can see it started to toast there on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this all to the outer edges here. And then we are going to scramble some eggs right in the center. In order to do so, I'm gonna get some more butter down. I have probably like half a tablespoon. And then I'm just gonna do like a splash of sesame oil just for seasoning purposes. And then I'm just gonna scramble the eggs just like that. Let that cook for a minute. I'm just getting some salt and pepper on those eggs. Okay, now we are in the business of using up what we've got, and I had like a tablespoon of gyoza dipping sauce left in the sauce graveyard in my fridge, and this is the most satisfying thing ever. I'm gonna be able to throw this bottle away. So obviously if you don't have this specific dipping sauce, it's basically just it's made up of like shoyu and seasonings, so it's really nothing crazy. I am gonna hit it with some hoisin sauce. I always put a hoisin sauce in my fried rice, but if you don't have hoisin, you could just go with shoyu, aka soy sauce. I'm just gonna use probably a tablespoon of the hoisin. Hoisin is like shoyu. It's like a sweet and tangy, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just got like a little bit of a sweetness to it, mostly salty. And then I'm gonna do, I don't know, a tablespoon of some shoyu in there, aka soy sauce, and we'll just stir that through. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle with a little bit of ginger, and then I'm just gonna do salt and pepper. I'm gonna keep the seasonings really simple because we have all those sauces in there. And not even gonna go very heavy on the salt because of the shoyu and hoisin. I just kicked the heat on this down to low. This is just gonna keep it warm at this point while we wait on the other elements of the meal. So this is the star ingredient. I got this at Costco. It's from the brand Authentic Asia. It's Japanese inspired tatsu taagi. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. We've had this before and absolutely loved it. So there are air fryer instructions for this. They even have some recommendations for sauces you can make on the side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna air fry these, and then we're gonna put them on the bao buns, and we're gonna serve it with some sweet chili sauce and some mayonnaise. If I had like shredded cabbage or shredded carrots or even cucumbers, I would definitely be adding it to this, but we don't have any of that. We're like rolling to the end of being able to find stuff to cook with. So we're just gonna make it work with what we have, and we have the vegetables on the side. But if you had one of those Asian chopped salad kits on hand, or if you're like gonna go fresh buy the stuff to make this, I think that would be an awesome thing to add to these. I would like to talk to whoever works at Hellmann's. Did you guys not product test all the way to the end of this bottle? Because once you get to the end and there's clearly still product left, you make us go through a war to get that product out. And I don't think that's okay. So I want to know, Hellmann's, what were you thinking? The presentation is lacking, but I have a feeling the taste will be sufficient. We can cover up some of the mess we made with fried rice. Nobody needs to know. Look at that. Never happened. You guys won't tell. She's beauty, she's grace. Guys, we used up this sweet chili bottle, so I get to throw away 2 bottles in this video. Well, actually probably more, but for this recipe. All right, we're moving into the last recipe. We're gonna be making like a creamy feta beef pasta situation. It's gonna be Greek inspired, and I've got some water getting heated up over here, creating myself a hot tub. And then in this one, I'm gonna work on the beef and like sauce part. We are gonna start just by throwing down a little bit of some olive oil.
Throw it down.
Throw it down. We're gonna throw down a couple cloves of garlic and half a cup of diced onion, I'd say. Now, I'm gonna be using some of this Banza rotini. This is made from chickpeas. I really like this pasta, but you could obviously just use a traditional pasta or whatever style pasta you like. We're gonna let this cook just for a couple minutes until the onion starts to get a little translucent and soft, if you will, and then the garlic starts to make our kitchen smell real nice. Okay, so now that we've got that going, we're gonna add in some ground beef. Now I'm using this Greek blend Mediterranean seasoning mix that I got at Costco, but you could just use an Italian blend. And then I am gonna drop in just a little bit of red pepper flakes, but that's obviously optional. Another thing I'm trying to work through is I have this random sea salt in my pantry. We keep our salt and pepper in these like electric style ones. I don't even know how I ended up with this. So I am trying to work through it in this video as well. So anyways, we're dropping that Banza in there, and it says this gets cooked for 6 to 8 minutes. I'm gonna go 8, and we will need to reserve a half a cup of the pasta water for this. All right, so the ground beef is looking great. I'm gonna go ahead and drain off a little bit of this grease. It's not too bad. but I just don't want it in my life, you know? So I'm gonna get rid of some of this grease and then we're gonna stir in some sauces. So we're gonna be making kind of like a tangy, creamy sauce. We're gonna plop in about half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. You could use sour cream if you wanted to as well. Or if you don't like it super tangy, you could also do like a cream cheese, I bet. And then I have this lemon pesto that I've had in the sauce graveyard from Trader Joe's. I am going to put like a tablespoon, maybe like a tablespoon and a half. If you don't have lemon pesto, you could just do lemon juice, lemon zest, or you could just do another pesto. Like if you have like a basil pesto, that would work totally fine. Now we're just gonna add in a little bit of the pasta water. And then I'm just waiting on this pasta to finish. I'm gonna drain this up and then toss it all together. And then we're gonna add some feta cheese. I forgot to mention that right before I added the Greek yogurt, I had also reduced the heat on my stove to low. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add in like a chunk of feta. I'd say it's like 4 ounces. And we're just gonna toss that together. Okay, that looks delicious. So now we're just gonna check for seasonings. It almost like looks like it's gonna be a Greek style stroganoff, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm just gonna check it for seasonings and serve it up. Okay, you guys, I didn't get a chance to do a taste test on this one, but I have to tell you, I was 100% correct. This is like the Greek version of a beef stroganoff dish. It was so good. John doesn't even really like feta that much, so I had him come taste it before I plated it for him, because I was like, if you want to just eat leftovers or something instead of this, this could be like my lunches for the week. But he ended up absolutely loving it, and he was the most excited about how the seasoning was for the beef. Like he could tell that the seasoning was really good on the beef. So if you end up seeing that Mediterranean seasoning blend anywhere, I would 100% recommend picking it up. We absolutely love it.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending a slice of your day with me. It means the absolute world to me. I hope I delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on that thumbnail. Maybe you've got the motivation you need now to go check something off of your list. I sure hope so, and I hope you have a magical day. Bye.